guys, welcome to weekly outlook here on gold, the pound USD, the USDCAD and the DXY. And this week I'm just going to make it quickly simple. First, let's take a look at the weekly here on gold. You can see apparently price has pulled into this region. I might be anticipating more like maybe priced in the coming weeks to maybe retest E1810. And although we closed the week in a very bearish format, but still a pin by a huge rejection. So if we slide into the daily time frame, we could see this formation here as a bullish formation. So and it's retesting a very critical region. So for the week, for this new week, I'm anticipating maybe a pullback a little bit into this region, but for the long term, maybe we could see price coming to these areas and retest 1810. Back to the 4 hours time frame. So this is what I'm anticipating for the week. A break of price into this region, so we could retest this region. If it possibly breaks this region, then we'll continue to the upside. Otherwise, if we retest this region, we might just from there come back to the regions of 1890. And that join that will be a break of price into these regions. More like break and retest these regions, possibly break it, retest, and then continue to the upside. Or we could just get price retesting these regions here, and then we'll get price to the downside. Okay, so that's basically what we'll have. And be that as it may, we could also even get price just to create more like a double top here and still go to the downside. It's also possible. So let's see how it works at market open. If we have a rejection around this region, then we might just say, okay, price might be ready to start going to the downside. Otherwise, we have price break above this region, retest it, come back to 1935, 1940, reject it, and then continue to the downside. Or we could break it and continue to the upside. These are the confluences for the bullish momentum. If price breaks the above this downward trend line, then we could see, okay, all right, we're ready for the upside. Okay, so that's that on pound USD. Let's quickly take a look at on gold. Let's take a look at the pound USD. We've seen, let's go over the weekly time frame, strong bullish momentum, a rejection, picking up orders around here. So we might be very good bullish. I've been bullish on it. So we've seen break, retest of this region, creating a double bottom, break. Now we've seen a retest and then forming a morning star here on the daily time frame. What else am I anticipating? Price to continue to the downside, but before then we might get just a little bit of a pullback to these regions here before we continue. And the confluence for our bullish buys should be a break of this downward trend line, price breaking above this region one more time, and then we'll go to the upside. If for any reason price breaks below this downward trend line, breaking through these lows, then we'll create a bearish formations, then we can start going to the downside. All right, so what I'm anticipating for the week, nothing more but a little bit of pullback, just a little break, retest these regions and continue to the upside. Okay, otherwise then we might for bearish momentum, I would anticipate price to break below these regions here, retest, and then maybe we can go to the downside. Okay, so this is basically what I'm having for the pound USD. For USDCAD, pretty much very confusing thing here, but a very cheap price action looking at it. We've seen a very strong bearish momentum. Price went down, came back for a retest around this region. What I'm anticipating is for price to continue to the downside. Otherwise, just a simple analysis. Price breaks through this region, we retest this region and continue to the downside. And also for bullish momentum, if price breaks above that region, we'll continue to the upside. And then for market open, let's slide into the 1 hour time frame. We could say price is coming to create more like a retest around that region. Okay, a retest around that region. So we could just get market open, create a double top, and we'll slide to the downside. So that's basically what I'm anticipating on USDCAD. Continues to the bearish side, but if for any reason price breaks above this region, we could retest this region one more time and still continue to the downside. But if price breaks above this region on 1.3350, we're looking at a bullish new moves. And lastly, on the DXY for our confluence, we've seen how in the last couple of weeks we've seen, okay, you might not see it clearly on the weekly. Here on the daily time frame, we've seen how price break towards this momentum to the downside, made a new highs here at 104.50, came back for a retest, created a double bottom on the daily time frame. What this means is created a double bottom, created a new high, came back for a retest, now created a new high, I've came back for a retest again. So what we're looking out for is for movements from these regions to the upside. On the daily time frame, this is what I'm anticipating. So I'm looking at price to just continue to the upside. In this format, we could just get that higher highs and higher lows. So up to this region, break, retest this region, and possibly to the upside after that. Okay, so that's basically what I'm anticipating on DXY. But regardless, we could have something very mysterious just going to happen. You just might see price to retest this region and continue to the downside by coming back to this region, break, retest, and then continue to the downside. Possible this is our second move, but otherwise, regardless, the both moves at market open, I'm anticipating price to be going to the upside. And if for this week DXY is very bullish, it means we might be seeing a bearish movement, a bullish movement on the USDCAD, which means we just had a break of the downward trend line, came back for a retest here, and then we can just continue to the upside. All right, we could see that happen, and let's just pull up these regions here. So we might just see price continue to the upside from this region. Okay, already just mentioned that if price breaks above this, we test these regions. Okay, and that means it's a bearish momentum for pound USD, and it's a bearish momentum for gold. But if the DXY happens to retest this region, come back here to break through this low, create a higher low, lower high, and then that means we might just be bearish on the DXY for the week. And if we are bearish, that means we are bearish on USDCAD, quite bullish on pound USD, and bullish on gold. And that's that for the week. I hope you back some peeps. I'll see you guys on Friday or Saturday for the recap. Make sure you enjoy the week back some peeps. Yes, see you later, guys. Ciao.